Ladies and gentlemen, it is with my absolute disappointment that I have to talk about Ohio yet again. I don't know how many more stories I can do about Ohio. I don't know how many more stories I can do about deplorable houses. I don't know how many more stories I can do about children being caged up in a worse fashion than animals. Let me say that again. In a worse fashion than animals, to a point to where if PETA came in and saw the animals were in a situation like this, they would probably come in and also get these people arrested for treating animals, let alone humans who can't speak for themselves nor defend themselves, our children. With this story, I'm going to be presenting some details that are probably stomach wise, that are probably going to turn your stomach, so you might not want to be eating when you listen to this story. That is your fair and only warning. You might find my content controversial or offensive. The information is coming from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news websites, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. If you don't like it, you can kiss me where the sun don't shine. The point is to use this as a cautionary tale to cast out these demons that do this type of stuff to children. These are cautionary tales, and we want to make sure that no more children go through this type of stuff. Viewer discretion is advised, and that is your official disclaimer. So you better have on some thick skin when I get to talking about these, get them on the screen, these hood billies right here, right? These hood billies, these crack bums, these methanians out of Ohio, a place called Logan, Ohio. I don't know how far that is from Cuyahoga County, but I would not be surprised if it was very close, because too many of these stories are coming out of Ohio. About 12 hours, and excuse me, I'm getting this information from Dayton, 247now.com, so I need to make sure to shout them out before we get started. After about 12 hours on the something, LAM or IAM, I'm not sure if that's an I or an L, a Hocking County couple was arrested Monday afternoon in the woods less than a mile from their home. Let me say that again. A couple was arrested in the woods. So you have to be wondering, why were they in the woods? Why did they get arrested in the woods? And they were arrested less than a mile from their home on Bear Run Road. Deputies said that they were investigating after a woman said that she was sexually assaulted and robbed by Megan Smith and Franklin T.J. Varney. That is about as country ass as it gets. Megan Smith, I'm assuming, is the woman on the right-hand side. Matter of fact, I think I can actually bring up all of their pictures at one time. Let me see if I can do that so you guys can see their names in respect to whom they are. God, dog, what happened to her face? That looked like somebody took like somebody was like practicing taekwondo on her face. God, dog. Woo! I gotta tell y'all, man, the devil was not too kind when he created her face. That is the face only a foster mother could love. Let me get her off. Let me get Granny off the screen just for a second, because I want to show you guys Megan Smith and Franklin T.J. Varney. And these two idiots are accused of sexually assaulting and robbing a woman. And I want you guys to understand that these are three grown individuals. And I'm going to tell you guys this. If you have multiple grown people, 2, 3, 4 grown people living under the household, and y'all are still broke, there's many ways that you can make money in this society, right? You got all types of ways. We like to advocate for legal ways of making money. I'm not going to say, somebody said, here come the banjo music coming. Oh my God, you better stop it. Look at their, it's like, God dog, every mugshot, they get like uglier and uglier. Like this woman looks like the crypt keeper on the left-hand side. Like it looks like she looks like a normal grandma right there on the right-hand side. And then you back it up like a U-Haul truck, and then you look at this picture and like, God dog, like what the hell? That's what she looks like when you wipe that Maybelline off her face. Maybe it's Maybelline, and you wipe that crap off her face, and now she look like, I don't know, like she crawled out of somebody's casket or something. And then the boyfriend in the middle, my goodness, let's focus on that. I don't know uh what maximum prison that they broke him out of. Like he looks like he's straight from Prison Break, does he not? Look at this. I have a bigger picture of him. And guess, for those who think I don't go in on white people hard enough, well, I want y'all to look at this, of course. I want y'all to remember what I always say. Hashtag when you date thugs, you mighty morphin meth rangers, you have won the internet. I gotta show that. I hope it shows up on the screen. I gotta show this on the screen. Somebody in the live chat, let me give a shout out to Denali Ryder. You have absolutely won the internet tonight. Mighty Morphin Meth Rangers. You mighty Morphin Methamphetamine Rangers. Da, 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 da. Go, go, Meth Rangers. You mighty Morphin Methamphetamine Rangers. Oh my God. Man, hey, look, that is the best comment probably of the year. Thank you so much. I want y'all to remember that I said this, that I think that people are not in their right mind when they have face tattoos, neck tattoos, and tattoos all over the damn place that aren't doing anything positive with their lives. You got tattoo tears. What does that usually mean with these thugs? Tattoo tears usually mean death, murder, kill. Murder, death, kill. Is that how they say it on Demolition Man? Y'all might have to go back and look at that. Demolition Man, murder, death, kill. That's what these tattoos on the eyes usually represent. For these gangbangers, these thugs, this, I don't know what gang he's claiming. But God dog. The three Methketeers. Let me stop. Oh my God. I can't even tell the damn story. You guys stop it. Stop it right now. Y'all stop it. Y'all being mean. Anyway. Deputies say that Smith and Varney ran away because, based on what I read, because they were going to be investigated for sexually assaulting and robbing a woman. And they ran away, leaving their two babies inside when they came to the home to serve a search warrant at the property. Varney's mother, by the name of Ella Webb, who is 61 years old. No freaking way. No way. When you show these two pictures, that don't even look like the same person. That looks like one of those age progression pictures, does it not? She looks on the left-hand side like she aged another 20 years, and that's probably the same year age, even though she looks a little more thinner and sunken-faced on the left-hand picture. 61? I would have gave her at least 81. 61. It's a hard-ass 61 in the face. But the grandmother, Varney's mother, was arrested after deputies found the two children in her custody in deplorable conditions. If you guys are not familiar with the term deplorable, let me give you some details that are probably going to make you not want to eat the rest of tonight or today. Sheriff Laney North said that he never saw anything like this. The one-year-old baby had a meth pipe and he was walking around with it. So I'm not making this meth stuff up. Even, because see, look, I want y'all to understand, even the white people in my chat understand. Everybody can get these jokes when they hurt children, okay? We don't discriminate. We talk about Mexican, we talk about black, we talk about Asian, we talk about Chinese, we talk about everybody. Native American, Indian. I don't care what country you're from. I don't care what your nationality is. If you hurt, murder, or abuse children, I'm going to say what I got to say, and that's just going to be what it is. Because I don't think these are people. I don't think they're human. If you know them, if you are family members or friends of these people, they are not human. Okay? They had a 1-year-old baby, and shout out, Put It in the Air podcast. Make sure y'all subscribe, please. A 1-year-old baby walking around with a meth pipe. Do y'all understand what meth is? How it's created? How volatile it is to create this stuff? Maybe they didn't buy it. Maybe they just bought it. Just the residue can kill a child. Walking around with mama's meth pipe. Ain't that a bitch? The 3-year-old child, and this is where we're going to get to these pictures. The 3-year-old child was locked into a pack-and-play playpen with zip ties. Would you guys like to show me I could show you a picture. Would you like to see it? Like to hear it? Here it go. Check it out. These nasty some of my bitches put a 3-year-old child that shouldn't be in a fucking playpen to begin with, put the child in a playpen and essentially imprison them. Like where they're going to spend the rest of their lives, hopefully, if Ohio gets their shit together and locks these people up for life like they should be. Because you can't be this level of damn dumb. Let me show you a few more pictures if y'all don't mind. Look at this. Oh my God. I think my screen stinks. I think you can smell that on my screen. Look at this. Do y'all see how they did like this jerry-rigged thing there where the playpen is torn up, but they tried to fix the holes in the playpen where I guess it had been ripped up, and they tried to like sew it back together, sew the prison back together to force a 3-year-old child to stay trapped in that. Do y'all know what that probably smells like? They got big ass pounds of trash bags and all kind of stuff everywhere. And they zip tied it together so the child could not get out. What type of freaking parenting is that? What type of lazy ass human individuals are you that 3 grown ass people couldn't watch after 2 kids? Those kids can't speak for themselves, nor can they defend themselves. And here's what I want y'all to think about. Let me get that off my screen. They didn't have to have these children in the first damn place. And this is a positive story. So yes, the children are alive. We can be thankful for that. This is at least a positive story. One of very few positive stories. We don't get a lot of positive stories. So this, in a sense, is a story where these children were saved. I want y'all to think about this. The 1-year-old child walking around with a meth pipe could have been dead from drugs, from a drug overdose. The other child, they were probably starving in that playpen. And just luckily enough, there was a woman that they were sexually abusing. So she might not even realize she was a blessing in disguise. Called the police, told the police on them, hey, these people tried to sexually assault me. Then the police came and investigated and found that there were 2 children being treated like this. That's the universe working. I hate to hear that the sexual assault happened, but that woman was grown and she can deal with that. She can move on with her freaking life. Let me point something out. Unless that woman was kidnapped, I don't know how the hell, and I'm going to assume that, let me not go there because they're going to say I'm victim blaming, so never mind. Let me just skip that part. They arrested the grandmother after they found the 2 children in her custody in deplorable conditions. Let's keep going. Chief Deputy Caleb Moritz said that they had to cut the zip ties to free the child from the playpen. They said, we saw a little girl running around with a silver object. Oh, actually, I have a picture of that. Do y'all want to see the meth pipe that this baby was running around with? Just so y'all know, I'm not just making jokes. That's the last meth standing. Oh my goodness, y'all are so wrong. That's the meth pipe right there. We saw the little girl running around with a silver object and we took it out of her hands. We found a well-used methamphetamine pipe. Inside the playpen, deputies found a 3-year-old boy. The bedclothes were soiled, and we were actually trying to get a sippy cup for him to get him something to drink. It's going to turn your stomach, so bear with me. The kid obviously was hungry. They grabbed a sippy cup because naturally they're thinking, oh, he's probably thirsty or hungry. They opened up the cup. They opened up the sippy cup. And the sippy cup had green, spoiled milk and bugs in it. I hate to repeat myself, but I need to say it again because I need to reiterate that point. The reason why I need to reiterate that point, that it had green spoiled milk in it and bugs. So how long do you think that fucking cup was sitting there? How long do you think that stuff was sitting there? How long do you think those kids were going without proper food or drink? Proper sustenance? How long does it take? Maybe somebody can tell me. How long does it take for milk to spoil, number one? Even furthermore, how long does it take for milk to turn green? I'm sure we've all had milk in our refrigerator that's spoiled in a few weeks and we're just like, oh, okay, well, it smells bad. I'm going to just go ahead and toss it out. Maybe you left it in there 3 weeks, maybe a month at the most. I mean, I hope not, but maybe you've let milk spoil. But how long do you have to let milk spoil before it turns green? That sounds like months. Let's keep going. Deputies say that T.J. Varney has a long, lengthy criminal record of gun violence and a previous warrant for domestic violence. Can we get a hashtag when you date thugs, you date death? Live by the thug, die by the thug. Stupid is as stupid thugs. Huh? The sheriff said that Smith was wanted for failure to appear in court in the Athens County for possession of heroin and tampering with evidence. Being locked up isn't justice enough for them, Sheriff North said. The grandmother was entrusted with custody of the children because Mr. Varney couldn't take care of himself. They all proved in that house last night that nobody is able to take care of those children the way they should be taken care of, Moritz said. The kids are true victims of are the true victims out of this. The children are now in foster care, which is an overrun system to begin with, especially in Ohio. I'm ad-libbing that part. But y'all know how many times have I spoke on Cuyahoga County, Cleveland, and Ohio in general. That system can't take any more kids. They're already overworked, underpaid, understaffed, and they can't do their jobs properly. Additional charges against Smith and Varney are expected when the case goes before a grand jury. Let me give you guys the fair usage. I feel like I've said enough. Let's go. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. And if you guys would, do me a favor and please click that thumbs up. What it does is help share this video and let more people know that we're live. It's a very simple thing to do. And just be thankful that these kids actually survived this, because most kids don't. Here we go. Let's get it.
Well, thank you for joining us tonight at 5, everybody. I'm Yolanda Harris.
And I'm Andrew Kinsey. Tonight we begin with a disturbing case involving a child found locked inside of a homemade cage and a toddler carrying around a meth pipe.
Now, those are just some of the allegations against a Hocking County couple. That couple tonight is in custody along with the children's grandmother. And these are just a sample of the conditions deputies say those children were living in. 10 TV's Lacey Crisp was there as the couple was arrested.
Sheriff's deputies say they found the kids in deplorable conditions with...
Oh, I need to pause it real quick. I didn't realize that. I want you guys to look at the number of people who are watching. That's the number that we want to have, and that's our goal. I'm only asking if you guys could please click the thumbs up. It's a simple thing to do, and it doesn't cost anything. If you guys could please just help us by clicking the thumbs up. It brings more attention to the video, whether you know it or not. Simple thing to do. Just close the chat for a moment and please click the thumbs up. Easy thing to do. We want to have one thumb up for everybody watching. If y'all could please help us do that. Thank you.
rotten food and rotten milk and bugs all over. But the good news is, after 12 hours on the run, the couple is now in custody.
Handcuffed? Megan, how could you leave the kids like that? Megan Smith and Franklin T.J. Varney are now in custody.
There's probably no justice that's bad enough for them to have to go through. Being locked up isn't justice enough for them.
The Hocking County Sheriff explains his deputies were serving a search warrant on the 32-acre property for a sex assault investigation involving a woman, Smith, and Varney. When they arrived, the couple snuck out the back door, and sheriff's deputies found a 3-year-old locked inside this pack and play.
The top of the cage was actually zip tied on to where the tactical team had to cut the zip ties to be able to free the child from the pack and play. The bedclothes were soiled.
Once they freed the boy, sheriff's deputies were disgusted at what they found.
We were actually trying to get what we thought was his sippy cup out for him, and it had green spoiled milk inside of it. There were bugs that I care not to even guess what they were inside the pack and play itself as well.
They also found a 1-year-old girl wandering around carrying a meth pipe. Varney's mother, Ella Webb, has legal custody of the children. She was at home at the time and told investigators she locked the boy up so she could shower.
She tried to give us excuses of why that took place.
Let me back that up real quick. Granny actually gave the excuse and said that the reason that they zip-tied a 3-year-old child in a playpen, in a pack and play, was so she could go shower. Where was she about to go shower? Where was she about to go take a bath? In the lake of Minnetonka or something? For all my Purple Rain fans out there? To zip tie it shut? That means that kid was probably in there for hours and hours and hours. How long did Granny need to go wash that dusty cat of hers? Shit, the town would probably run out of water by the time that she finished taking a damn shower in order to clip the zip ties and take that thing off of that child cage and that child up like that. Look, y'all know that's a stupid ass excuse. But nonetheless, let's keep going. Take a shower. Yeah, right.
There were bugs that I care not to even guess what they were inside the pack and play itself as well.
They also found a 1-year-old girl wandering around carrying a meth pipe. Barney's mother, Ella Webb, has legal custody of the children. She was at home at the time and told investigators she locked the boy up so she could shower.
She tried to give us excuses of why that took place.
All 3 have been taken into custody. The kids were checked out and are said to be doing fine. They have been taken into protective custody.
Have you guys ever seen a situation like this?
Not that bad.
The couple were facing a slew of charges before today. The sheriff tells me they'll be facing additional charges. In Logan, Lacey Crisp, 10 TV News.
Can you tell us why you did this to your toddlers?
I didn't do nothing to them.
Can you tell us why you did this to your toddlers?
I didn't do nothing to them.
Can you tell us why you did this to your toddlers?
I didn't do nothing to them.
Why does that man have 1,000 holes in his shirt? Like, he looks like he's had their shirt since the day he was born. You can't be rough enough, work enough, use a shirt enough, wash it enough, have a shirt that long that you got that many holes. Do y'all see how many holes is in that shirt? There is no level of man.
Can you tell us why you did this to your toddlers?
I didn't do nothing to them.
There's stuff I want to say. I just am going to refrain from saying.
Horrific story developing in Hocking County. Deputies investigating one crime find one child in a cage, another walking around with a meth pipe. And now there's a manhunt on for their parents. Investigators say they went to a home on Bear Run Road with a search warrant and a sexual assault investigation. Take a look at this. It's a picture of where deputies found that 3-year-old. It's a pack and play with a gate on top connected by zip ties to keep the child from getting out. They say it was filled with bugs, had soiled bedding, and a cup of spoiled milk nearby. They also saw that 2-year-old walking around holding a meth pipe. The children were checked out by a doctor. They're now in foster care. Their grandmother, Ella Webb, had legal custody of those children. Deputies arrested her for endangering children. She appeared in court this morning and pleaded not guilty. A judge set her bail at $200,000. Deputies are now looking for the kids' parents, Franklin T.J. Varney and Megan Smith. They face endangerment charges as well. Chief Deputy Caleb Moritz says if they don't turn themselves in, the county will search for them nationwide until they're in custody.
Let me give you guys my closing thoughts with this story. I just think with situations like this, I know that life in prison is one of the harshest penalties that we can employ. But what they did is just, it's not correct human thought. It's not loving. It's not a forgivable thing. And I just really don't see any reason that they should be in our society, because I don't think the prison is going to change them. I think that they're just going to be more irresponsible. But if they could get a life sentence, cool. But as many years in prison as they can get, they absolutely deserve it. And we just got to pray for the kids that I guess the system is going to raise these kids if we don't have a proper foster family that will step in and raise those children. Because these people were obviously not the correct choice. But thank you guys so much for listening to the story. It at least ended on a positive note. So the blessing in disguise is the woman that called the police because she was sexually assaulted. I got to kind of parse my words. I don't want to get in any trouble on YouTube. That's kind of the blessing in disguise, because if it hadn't been for that situation, the police never would have found these kids at all. So at least these children will survive, and maybe they'll get an opportunity to grow up and become something greater than what they would have been under their care. Okay? Let me know what you guys' thoughts are about this story, okay? Thank you.